Hello, welcome back. This is topic 1 for Unit 1. I will probably be labeling the videos and readings that way from now on. So like Unit 1, Topic 1, video, Unit 1, Topic 1, reading, just for the sake of keeping things brief on our Canvas page. So today we're going to be exploring the fundamental purpose and interconnected roles of the American criminal justice system, highlighting its core functions, key institutions, and collaboration processes. We'll begin by examining the core purposes of the CJ system, followed by an overview of those key institutions, which are policing, courts, and corrections, and then we will explore how those institutions kind of work together as we progress through our slides here. So the CJ system serves multiple important purposes, including protecting society, upholding justice and legal rights, and deterring or rehabilitating criminal behavior to maintain social order. One of the primary roles of the system then is to safeguard citizens by enforcing laws and maintaining order, preventing crime, and ensuring community safety through effective policing and legal measures. Criminal justice aims to protect citizens by enforcing laws that uphold safety and security in communities, and effective policing and legal measures are essential to maintain order and prevent crime within society. Our system also ensures that legal rights are protected and that justice is served by providing fair trials, due process, and safeguarding constitutional protections for all individuals involved. The justice system guarantees those fair trials to ensure impartiality and fairness for every individual that's involved, or all those accused, as well as victims and their families. Due process safeguards legal procedures, ensuring rights are respected and upheld throughout the entire judicial process. And the system upholds constitutional rights to protect individuals from injustice and abuse. Beyond punishment, the system aims to deter crime through sanctions and rehabilitate offenders so they can reintegrate into society, which reduces recidivism, or that is just another fun word for reoffending, and promoting long-term safety. Those sanctions, or another way to think of or to define this word, is consequences, serve as a deterrent to discourage individuals from committing crimes, which then promotes societal order and safety, right? So like if I know somebody or know of someone who got in trouble and they have, some punishment for what they did, what they got in trouble for, maybe then I'm less likely to do that same thing that they got in trouble for because I don't want to have to deal with that punishment. So that's what we're talking about when we say like, oh, well, this promotes deterrence. Deterrence is just the idea that other people, and sometimes the same person that had already offended, will not want to commit those crimes in the future because they are not interested in having to deal with the punishment if they are caught. Rehabilitation programs aim to support offenders by hopefully changing their behavior and preparing them for successful reintegration into society, especially those that are like in prison and are about to get out, right? So we want to ensure that they're transitioning back into society as seamlessly as possible and setting them up for success. Effective rehabilitation reduces repeat offenses or recidivism and enhances long-term public safety and social stability. So the criminal justice system is composed of 3 main institutions. Those are policing, courts, and corrections, each with distinct but complementary roles in enforcing laws, adjudicating cases, and managing offenders. So policing agencies are responsible for crime prevention, investigation, and apprehension of suspects, serving as kind of the frontline agents of maintaining law and order in communities. Policing agencies focus on crime prevention through community engagement and proactive patrols to enhance safety. Law enforcement also investigates crimes thoroughly and apprehend suspects to uphold justice and public safety. And then police serve as frontline agents, maintaining law and order to ensure peaceful and secure communities, right? You see them out and about doing their thing. I'm probably not going to be trying to commit crimes in front of them if they're around, right? The courts adjudicate criminal cases through a structured process involving trials, verdicts, and sentencing, which ensures justice is administered fairly and impartially under the law. Courts handle criminal cases by following a structured process from trials to sentencing, ensuring that fairness. Trials also allow presentation of evidence leading to verdicts based on impartial judgment. And sentencing follows verdicts to administer justice fairly and uphold the law after someone is found to be guilty. Correctional institutions, including prisons and probation services, manage the custody, rehabilitation, and reintegration of offenders, balancing security with opportunities to reform. Correctional institutions ensure secure custody of offenders to protect society and maintain order within its facilities. Institutions provide rehabilitation through education and therapy to prepare offenders for successful reintegration into communities. Probation services and support programs help offenders reintegrate into society and ideally reduce recidivism or that reoffending. Now, those are all the kind of like broad strokes, very quick coverage of the big three parts of the criminal justice system. Those parts all are so detailed, and we will cover them each more throughout the semester. And then eventually you will have an entire semester covering each of them, most likely. But for now, that's just kind of like hey, here's what it is, here's what we're doing, here are the parts, here's how they work together, which is what we're about to get to. So those institutions, policing, courts, corrections, collaborate and coordinate their workflows and sharing information to efficiently process cases from investigation to that kind of final resolution and ideally like rehabilitation and reintegration. So the criminal justice process then begins with policing investigations, followed by prosecution and trial in the courts, culminating in sentencing and correctional supervision, forming a continuous flow, right? So you have the investigation, you arrest somebody, you try them for whatever they were arrested for. If they are found guilty, they're sentenced to some sort of punishment. If that punishment is in, a correctional setting, so like a prison or jail, they'll serve their time there. They might engage in different rehabilitative programming, and then eventually they get out. Okay, so that's kind of like the quick, from start to finish, how a case could go in its entirety. The criminal justice process starts with policing, where investigations collect that evidence to build a case. Prosecutors present evidence in court, and trials determine the guilt or innocence of the accused. Following conviction, sentencing is imposed, and correctional supervision manages rehabilitation or punishment. Right, so just kind of what I outlined there in that flow. Effective communication and data exchange between policing, courts, and corrections ensure cases progress smoothly and justice is upheld through coordinated efforts. Strong communication links between policing, courts, and corrections improve case management and outcomes, right? So it's important for them to be talking with each other, especially at the front end between policing and courts. Like, if you're spending a bunch of time and energy and resources investigating crimes that maybe your DA has no interest in prosecuting, then you're wasting your time, right? You're wasting all of those things. So you need to be communicating with your local, like if you are law enforcement, if you're on an investigative body, you should be communicating with, coordinating with the court kind of system there to ensure that your efforts are not in vain. Sharing data efficiently among justice agencies supports smooth case progression and informed decisions. So, you want to make sure that all of the information is being shared between all of these kind of entities, so that things aren't lost or missing along the way. Collaboration across agencies ensures justice is upheld through that kind of unified and timely process as best as possible. So, kind of some conclusions. The criminal justice system maintains social order by enforcing laws and ensuring public safety through various institutions, being police, courts, or corrections. It delivers justice by providing fair trials and upholding legal rights within interconnected judicial and correctional institutions. And all of those things, are important. We want to be promoting social order and having justice be delivered when it is necessary. However, all of this is with the understanding that reform and innovation are essential to overcome many of the challenges which we will talk about over the course of this semester that the CJ system faces, and all of that. The reform and innovation efforts are so necessary to build a fairer, more effective CJ system that works for everyone, right? Not just some. That is all I have for you for this little mini lecture on the purposes of our criminal justice system and the key components, how they kind of work together. I will see you next time for our next topic.